Hey, it's Tony from Olde River Hard Goods again. Today we're going to talk about some of the tools that I use while restoring the old tools that I sell. Bit of history and a bit of information for all. So sit back and enjoy, and I hope I'm not too boring. Okay, these are some of the tools that I use here at the shop on a regular basis for my restoration work. Up here we have a Nelson Spofford 1859 patent brace. This was made by the John Frey Company. It's probably at least 130, 140 years old, and it works every bit as well as the day it was made. This is a number 10 or 10-inch sweep, which means from the center of the chuck to the top handle, it's 5 inches, and when you swing it around, it makes a 10-inch diameter circle. That's how most braces are sized. The bit in the middle is a fluted plumber's pipe reamer that I use for cleaning mushrooming out of the ends of chisel sockets, and I have these in a couple different sizes depending on the job needed to be done. The twist drill bits I use for cleaning out busted hammer handles out of hammer heads and axe heads, and I've also got a number of different sizes in these guys. They also work very well. The hammer here is a number 3 riveting hammer by Charles Hammond. Hammond is quite the interesting individual. He was born to Shaker parents in the 1820s, lived in the Harvard, Mass. Shaker community until he turned about 20 when he moved to Boston and started making hammers. Those are very rare with the Boston mark. I've only ever seen 2 in all my years of selling tools. Then in either the late 1840s, early 1850s, he moved to the Philadelphia area and established a hammer and axe making empire that lasted well into the early part of the 20th century. He is known for making quality tools. The mallet here was made from a section of a wagon wheel felloe. That's Felloe. A wagon wheel has 6 outer wooden segments or felloes on the rim. And after they get too worn, or the wheel gets too worn to be repaired, these are often repurposed into other items like this mallet. I've had other ones like this, but this one I've had for a good 30 years now, and I even use this one to make my workbench with. These are a couple of the chisels and punches that I have. I've got lots of these in different sizes and shapes, just depending on the job needing to be done at the time. This is called a turn screw, or obviously a screwdriver. This was made by the Thayer brothers out of Williamsburg, Massachusetts, who worked back in the 1850s. This is one of those tools that gets pretty much daily use depending on what I'm working on. And it's, for a tool of its age, it's in very good condition. Of course, I don't beat it up either. A little Yankee here is just one that's got the bit stuck in the chuck, and I can't get it out. And I just figured, well, always handy to have an extra screwdriver. I have some other screwdrivers as well, a few Phillips and specialty ones kicking around. Just depends on what the job calls for. This brass brush is actually a lint removal brush that was sold for cleaning lint off of clothes. But it works very well for taking off rust off of items, especially on plated items where you don't want to get too aggressive with sandpaper or the wheel to get them clean. I've had this guy for a long time, as you can tell, but it's still got a few miles left in it. This is a Stanley 66.5 3-foot folding carpenter's rule. This is what I use to measure everything when I'm typing up my listings for sale. Yeah, it's another tool I've had for a long time. It's got some patina, but it still does the job. And last is Miller Falls number 85 Buck Rogers hacksaw. Called the Buck Rogers because of the red handle, and while it's not the prettiest tool around, it's solid and never let me down. And that's all for this time. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I hope you learned a little bit. Till the next time, thanks.